before you start any long ride, especially ones that you got a ride after a ferry transfer or in fact plane transfer, it's always good to set up your bike just before the ride. Go for a few spins around your start point so that you're certain that your bike works well. The last thing you want is a mechanical in the middle of nowhere. A lot of effort to come all the way here just to ride a couple of kilometers. But I know three things. Today we're going to a waterfall. The distance will be about 80 km, and I know we're ending back at the hotel. It's always good to complete the loop. So, like I said earlier, there is basically no traffic lights here. Even if there are any, then it's far and few. So, it's what I love about coming to Bintan and cycle. Warm, okay? Go, go, go. Well, road conditions near our hotel is not the best. It's very bumpy and, in fact, very choppy. So until we get out to a more secluded side of Bintan, maybe riding experience will be better. Well, 7 km into the ride, I feel like I completely lost myself in the middle of nowhere in Bintan. That's how much I love riding here. Now back in Singapore, you have to ride around Neo Tiew area to get this sort of terrain. But all we're talking about is just between 2 to 3 km in distances. After about 7.6 km, finally we get a little bit more flat terrain. Not gonna lie, I'm not trained for this. That extra 2 kilos that I gain more than usual in terms of my routine weight, it's not helping the situation with my power to weight ratio. It's not every day you get to ride in the middle of the road. Don't do this back at home because traffic is going to be so heavy that you simply not advisable. But funny enough, just as I speak, a truck wants to pass by. But rest assured, I promise this is far and few. We are in the middle of nowhere, kind of like a tree plantation area. So can't be exactly sure where I am. Well, I was busy filming. I didn't quite catch what the percentage of the incline was. But that was definitely a kick in the stomach. I am so out of breath. A little bit of breather, downhill. Don't know what that means, but I think it means there's a lot of climb to come. We might have found ourselves into a bunch of rollers somewhere in the mid-regions of Bintan Island. I'm just going to take this opportunity to elaborate ever so slightly. Coming to Tanjung Pinang to cycle, I think you ought to know a little bit of Malay to kind of get around the town and areas and, you know, buying food and going by. You know, fortunately enough for me, I get to tag along OPC. Majority of them are Melayu, so finding our way around here, it's absolutely not challenging at all. So I'm really thankful for that. Well, we are about 20 km in. From past learning experiences, you gotta have enough water. You know, especially on touring rides like this. From time to time where you get pee stops, always check the color of your urine. Ensure that you are well hydrated. If you see that it's turning brownish yellow, then it's about high time you drink more. The last thing you want is get dehydrated and, you know, fall sick in riding overseas. 33. Now 33 here. Well, this is 33 km a first pit stop and a regroup. It's very hilly. Of course, when you ride locally in Singapore, you don't usually stop at this distance. But we've got to manage fatigue level. It's about 50 km to go, so the last thing you want to do is to shag out and bonk. That's not the ideal situation and outcome you want on an overseas ride that you plan. So if you ever want to plan a group ride in somewhere as secluded as this, Bintan, make sure you have something like this. Anything unpredictable can always happen while you ride. As much as your feet, but sometimes upset tummy, cramps and whatnot. Maybe a bad night's sleep that results in someone unable to complete the ride. It's always good to have a contingency to bring you back to the end point anyway. Exciting kids! What motivates me? We're just about to leave the pit stop at 33 km mark. We're pushing on to the waterfall, I think. Hope all goes well. As far as I'm concerned, just as we leave the first pit stop, we get hit by a climb. So, the grind begins. You can do this. Hey, baik. So this is Gunung Bintan. I thought we can cycle there.
I'm not too sure also.
So apparently not. We are by the side of the road. Weird situation. We can't cycle there obviously. I don't know the route initially. But we're here at the entrance of the waterfall. So when we started the route, as briefed yesterday, I thought we could cycle all the way to the waterfall, but as shared by some of us, the waterfall is apparently dry if you come in a very, very hot season. But I don't know what is hot or cold, but we're after all in tropical place, Bintan, so there isn't really a fall season here per se. But this unofficially became a pit stop. It's about 52 km now. We are in fact more than halfway to today's route, which is only about 80 km odd. As you can tell, it's sweltering hot. The heat.
You never see this one?
No joke. But thankfully for this trip, I am slightly trained. As usual, I resort to Zwifting because deep down I know before I came, the lack of traffic lights just means you got to pedal non-stop. But in contrast, back in Singapore, we get traffic lights, every 5 to 100 meters. So in my honest opinion, back home in Singapore in open roads, you will never get the best opportunity to train due to the fact that you got to stop and restart the momentum. Having to pedal non-stop is something you got to master. So we're done with the regroup point. Everyone is all together. The two in front came back, the one behind came forward. If calculations are correct, we should have less than 30 km back to Comforter Hotel. But as fellow cyclists, never trust the briefing 100% of it. Pelan-pelan, sampai juga. Like that, we see traffic lights. It just means we are close to Tanjung Pinang city central again. So it's 66 km now. So truth be told, the ride is likely going to end soon. If all is well, it's another 14 km to go. Now I'm gonna push it here because I don't want to cramp up and then basically waste the rest of the Saturday. Obviously compared to 2 to 3 hours ago when we were a bit more countryside of Bintan Island, there are clearly less vehicles. As we approach city central, we start to see more bikes and cars. But nonetheless, drivers here are really friendly and patient. They give you, as cyclists, as much of a safety distance as you wish for. Truth be told, it's way wider than 1.5 meter. Really, that's all we ask for back at home at Singapore. But beggars can't be choosy back at home. But here we get to enjoy all of it. Well, we are just shy of 70 km. It's about 69 now. Really, really hot. Really, really heaty. Our friend here is lost for words. Oh, the ma.
Oh, good man. Right, man. Alright. Actually, I request early morning. But